was a Saturday morning and I jumped in the car and turned on what I thought was the radio, and Hands of My Heart came on.
You haven't done nothing wrong.
Listened all the way through. I was waiting for a back announcement to see what it was. And I think Maureen might have come on next.
And I can see it fading fast.
There was just something so compelling and heartwarming about it. That was just a turning point.
Shoulder to lean on.
Trevor used to do this. He'd leave a cassette in the car or somewhere and he'd let me come upon something to get my honest reaction to it, you know. So I think that's what he'd done. So anyway, we signed them.
New Zealand Tonight and Mike Hosking with some fabulous Kiwi music. Here's the Waratahs.
Those early hits, they scored straight away. They were great records for me. I thought I loved that sound.
Been a long time, I've been waiting to discover.
Snuck out of my bedroom with my sister's paper driver's licence and obviously underage and into a bar in Westport, which to be fair you probably don't need ID for anyway, but Barry and the Waratahs just had what felt like at the time the whole town on their feet.
I was working down the road at the Empire Dairy and General Store and Hotel. These boots just came down the stairs when I was cleaning the bar, and then these stovepipe jeans, and then just the coolest looking dude in the world with a violin. And I was like, fuck, this guy's like in the coolest string quartet in the world.
If you make a record and you and it gets played and what have you, and you get known a bit, the first thing everybody asks you is, when are you going to leave? You know?
Well, speaking of leaving, I better let you go because you're playing the South Island this week.
It wasn't just like Auckland, Wellington, Christchurch, maybe Dunedin. It was everywhere.
Kind of knocking down those doors for live music, and that getting people out and making that circuit a really active one.
You know, my growing love and fascination with the Waratahs music showed me that it was possible.
When these days are over and the hills are smoking, meet me right back here.
It's a hard thing to describe what makes a music belong to a place, but you can feel the landscape when you hear it. You know, it's in the instrumentation and the way they play, and of course, you know, especially the way Barry writes and sings.
That's when the world stopped being friends with me.
Both the Nicks have been like, how could you not have like that distinctive fiddle, and how brilliant Nick Brown is.
Barry is the Wara and Nick is the Tars, or, you know, like there's this symbiosis between those two.
Every violin player from the country I know loves the way Nick Brown plays violin.
It's kind of locked in battle to the death for melodic dominance, that's a fundamental key to so many bands, is the tension between the players.
Sometimes musicians don't realise just how good the band that they've got is contributing to the sound that they had.
That's the sound you hear, is somebody singing and somebody playing the violin, and they're kind of soaring into the ear together.
You can't really hear influences, you know, like they're not heavily influenced by the American country scene. They're distinctly them, and I don't know what it is. I think it's Barry's lyrics. I think that's what it is.
Hey, wind blow north, wind blow south, all around your town. Gone up north for a while.
You're on this track that you're not really aware you're on, but he's giving you some guidance. And if you watch him singing, you watch the story unfolding in his face. You can see his he's living it, you know.
I'm in a cut, somebody let me, trying to make it fit.
I'm wearing somebody else's coat, trying to make it fit. You know, and I feel like that's what I'm doing when I'm writing songs, you know what I mean? I'm trying to wear Barry's coat, and maybe Barry was trying to wear Dylan's coat or someone else's, you know what I mean? You're just trying to figure it out and make it fit for you.
basically writes 3 songs. You know, like he writes a thumpy kind of E or E minor sort of one, dum, 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 or he writes the classic G, D, A minor, C, which comes up all of the time. I think, oh man, that's just the same song as he played, you know, right way back. Once he's done it and recorded it, let's say, and then you go back and listen to the song that you think it's reminding you of, and they all have their own little things to make it different.
There's a real through line through all the work, and some it's only production styles really that you can tell if the album's from 1980, you know, whatever, or 2005, you know.
Barry's not a pro guy. He's as confused as the rest of us, you know what I mean, about what it all means, what the world is about, who he is. And so you think, well, oh God, okay, I'm not alone in these weird feelings and these weird ideas, and puts a little rod in your spine that makes you go, okay, I don't have to bend. I can just keep doing what it is that I've done, just to see that they're doing it.
I played a festival in January with them. They were the headliners, and it was freezing. It was outside. I think it started to rain at one point. People were just dancing for a good solid hour to them, just playing. So they still got it. They're still doing it. I love that.
You know, the crowd starts booing if they go off stage. People would come up to them, thrust money at them and say, you know, here's $20, play longer, and, you know, it would go on all night if they let it.
You know, there's something sacred about it almost when you see a band and it's people, they're together, they've got a common purpose, they're going to play a gig, they're going to summon the spirits tonight, you know. Yeah, I always think about that effect on a 16-year-old Marlon or whatever, and what sort of flames that lights in someone's heart.
Real love mining, they say you've gone real love mining. Hey, love mining, real love mining, digging in the streets of your blue town. Just weird, you know, but tika, like bang on.
Your blue town.
The city's got one eye open. I'm like, oh, how do you even come up with that line? I asked Barry the other day, I was like, where did that come from? Yeah, he's just got a really unique way of talking about the landscape and his thoughts and feelings.
Someone I was talking to said it's like they turned a light on in a room in a house on a hill in the night 40 years ago, and that light's just been burning ever since. And all these people have seen the light, seen the house on the hill, and gone, oh, that's what these guys are doing, you know.